Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as 65 residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as 65 residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as 65% of Watch Good Morning America residents returned to assess damage in Florida Keys online. Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed. Watch latest news. Residents returned to assess damage in Florida Keys. Watch. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys by ABC News. Watch. Florida Keys residents return home after Irma by ABC News. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Residents have begun to return to the Florida Keys to see the damage wrought by Hurricane Irma. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Video download PM3 and residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Download PM4, 720p and other video formats. Watch. Residents return to assess damage in Upper Keys and Miami Beach. Residents permitted to return home. The Florida Keys had been cut off. ABC News. Darwin. Florida Keys residents return home to assess damage. Powered by. For video troubleshooting and help, click here. Watch live. Show clips. America's News HQ. America. Florida Keys residents return home to assess damage. Fox News videos. Florida Keys residents will be allowed to return home this weekend to assess damage to their properties caused by Hurricane Irma. Must watch. 16 videos played. Streaming. Watch and download. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys video. 302 m. You can convert to PM4. 3 M4 for free. Residents returned to. The parents of 3 boys were part of a large group of Keys residents awaiting permission to return. Florida Keys residents assess the damage. Florida Keys residents return home to assess damage. Duration 157 m/15/2017. Share. Florida Keys residents return home to assess damage. Fox News. Home video. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. September 13, 2017. Share on Facebook. Tweet on Twitter. Watch. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of. Transcript for residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. What an incredible night. So many people joining together to support those affected by hurricanes. Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as. Watch. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Shares. A mail. The toll from Hurricane Irma continued to climb today after officials and Food and Water residents have begun returning to the Irma-ravaged Florida Keys. Florida Keys residents return to assess Hurricane Irma damage. Millions still without power. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Puerto Black 2003-September 17, 2017 at comment. Home and GT. Watch and GT. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. Watch. Residents return to assess damage in Florida Keys. September 13, 2017. Editor featured. 2-4K. Shares. Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as 65% of. Residents returned to flattened homes and ruined neighborhoods after Hurricane Irma destroyed 1 out of every 4 homes across the Keys, and as many as 65. Watch NBC Today Show. Florida Keys residents return to assess Irma damage. millions still without power online,